Brooke went from looking like this to looking like this, from a size 16 to a size 4 in 90 days, losing 40 pounds. And here's the key. She was a part of our transformation challenge, and I can't wait for you to see how many steps she was getting per day as a new mother to completely transform her body. We're starting right now. You lost around 40 pounds?
42 pounds.
So I want to dig in and I want to talk about what got you to the point where you wanted to do the challenge and the things that you did throughout the challenge to keep weight loss going, because that is a remarkable result for anybody. And I really want to help people understand what they can do or what's going on with them. But you had to have a whole new wardrobe, right?
Yes, for sure. During the challenge, I went from a size 16 jean to a size 4. So as you
Wow.
can tell, that is definitely a big size difference. I mean, I still have those jeans that I had in the beginning of the challenge, and I'd put them on at the end and shared a picture in the Facebook group, and it was just like I couldn't even hold them on with the belt. Like I had to hold them up with both my hands.
Let's talk a little bit about when you started, how you set up your calories and your activity level. Do you have an idea where your calories would have been when you started?
Oof. So because I was on the bed rest, I just had a baby in December. I
Okay.
was eating lots of fast food. Like I couldn't cook anything at home because I was on bed rest. And my husband, he worked in the oil field at the time. So he wasn't home until late most days if he was home at all. So
Did you switch? Were you able to start prepping your meals and kind of start tracking? Did you use an
yeah.
app or did you use some method of like keeping up with your calories?
Yes. So whenever I started, I switched over from the fast food to my husband. He loves smoking food, which is a plus for me because during the weekends he would get a big, a pork butt or, you know, pork chops or chicken or ribs or just any kind of meat, and we would just cook a bulk amount of it. We would go to Sam's Club and buy that and just cook it all at once. So then we would have, our proteins for lunch and dinner ready to go. So didn't have to worry about the cooking and whatnot.
All right. And then another big one that I find is always like activity, being active. Did you find ways to like be active even with your family?
Yes. So we love going for walks. So during the afternoon, after I would get off of work, we would just walk around the neighborhood with the stroller with both the kids and my husband. So it was definitely a group effort as far as the walking in the afternoon. And then just during the challenge, being so much more active in the backyard. My son would just be running back and forth, wanting me to chase after him. And before, I may not have wanted to do that because I was very sedentary. Like I like to sit on the couch and, watch movies and
Yeah,
just kind of scroll, like that's just so normal nowadays. But now
definitely.
it's like I'm hardly ever, watching TV, or I'm hardly ever just sitting on the couch. Like that's not enjoyable to me anymore. I love just running around with my kids and, just being active.
Do you plan like an amount of steps in the day that you track, or do you like plan like some cardio routine, or is it just kind of a free for all?
Oh, no, definitely not a free for all. To get the amount of steps that I did in a day, it is planned out.
Nice.
During the challenge, I would average around 15,000 to 25,000 steps, which is a
Wow.
pretty good amount.
Yeah, I
For,
think
for me, obviously, with two kids, you have to have some type of plan going into that, especially since at the time, whenever the challenge started, my youngest was only 2 months old.
yeah,
So
but I think, all this is just pointing to you just made a decision to change your lifestyle, and it's put your body in a position where it's responding, um, and it's going to extend your quality of life and improve it greatly. How has the since the challenge has ended, how has it been? Because, that's also a concern of mine. I don't want people just doing something drastic for 90 days and then struggling after.
yes. So afterwards, I do have, I would say, probably about 10 more pounds that I would like to lose because I have been maintaining. I've brought the calories up slowly. I'm not quite back to as high as I would like to be. Right now, I'm at 1,800, which
Okay.
that's good considering what I was at towards the end. We haven't talked about this yet, but
Yeah.
at the end, my calories did get pretty low to 1,400 the last
Okay.
3 weeks. But I had so much weight to lose and I felt good. I wasn't overly fatigued. I had the knowledge of listening to numerous podcasts and just articles of reverse and how important it is to understand that process and to slowly introduce more foods, not necessarily going off the rails, but maybe adding some more rice or more chicken or
Right.
more vegetables. So yes, it may have been low towards the end, but if you have that knowledge going into it and you're not just gonna oh, the challenge is over, I'm gonna go back to doing what I was doing before and, eating all the foods and, not tracking. Like, it is important to have that knowledge because whenever you do go in a deficit and you introduce those foods again, your body is gonna want to eat everything at once.
Right.
It's gonna want to fight you back a little bit.
In the group, we try to do like live videos every week and kind of explain some things, especially towards the end, addressing those topics. So the lowest your calories got were 1,400 and the highest your steps got were 25,000.
Hmm.
Okay. What was, do you remember what your starting calories were?
In the beginning, so I tried to use the Pro Physique macro calculator that was on the website, but I have user error because after listening to a podcast episode, it said that you don't want to go 10 times under your body weight. And
Right.
whenever I did it on the website, it got me the number 1650 for starting calories, so that was my
Okay.
fault. So that's definitely
Ah,
not, what it was supposed to be. But like I said before, I was eating fast food and I was not eating
right.
protein and like whole foods. So although that may have been lower than what you would normally start someone out on a deficit, it didn't feel like it because when you're not used to eating protein like that, like,
Sure.
I had a hard time eating so much.
It's awesome that you saw that. Did you end up doing a lot of your own meal prepping then?
Yes, I did. I mean, I didn't completely cut out, like, if my husband, he wanted to go, have a date night,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, "Oh, no, we can't do that, like, I'm doing this challenge." I would look up the menu beforehand and, I would look at the different,
That's
calories or
awesome.
see what kind of protein options they had, like, I would get a steak or at Chili's, they have, like, a really good, uh, m Spanish chicken, rice, and,
Yeah.
just all those different things. So you can eat healthy out as well. You don't have to get, the crazy fried foods or just the most unhealthy options. You can still be smart and eat out.
You'd like to share or any lessons that you learned through this that you thought were, worthy of, helping others?
I think just the main point is so many people when they try to lose weight or they do these transformations is everything is so black and white. It's either full go or full stop.
Yeah.
Whenever you make a mistake or you miss a workout or you eat something that you shouldn't eat, people just put a halt altogether. They say, well, I didn't do things perfectly, or, this didn't go to plan. Well, that's okay. Things aren't always going to go your way. There's so many times where, maybe something in life happens and you can't work out that day. Like, are you going to completely stop just because you missed one day, or are you going to continue tomorrow and then just keep going because time continues. So are you going to make progress or are you going to stay where you're at?
Yep. Completely.
All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video, the description of how Brooke was able to lose weight. It's always exciting for me to hear people changing their lifestyle so that not only when the transformation, the challenge is done, they continue to move forward and they continue to not only maintain what they've lost, but have a plan in place to lose a little bit more. Now, our group, it is open. The challenge starts next week and we are giving away cash. We are open worldwide. We are providing more than 100 meal plans and training plans and a private community support group. Now, you don't have to use any of our tools. You can literally just pay $50 and enter yourself and do things on your own and come win some money and enjoy it. You can get some camaraderie out of the group. But if you're looking for a coach, that's what I do. And I will be selecting 2 people that enter this year's challenge to coach for free. And you can also sign up with one of our other coaches that do fantastic work. Many of the coaches have taken part in this challenge themselves. So let me know if you guys have any questions below. Otherwise, I will talk to you tomorrow.